tables to find quadratics. Okay, so we are looking at tables again to find quadratics. All right, so I'm going to give you a table where you would have to find the quadratic. So I'm going to label this, it's November 1st, notes on tables. Okay, so here's our startup. We've got x and y. We've got -1, 13, 0, 7, 1, 5, 2, 7, and 3, 13. I want to find the quadratic, and I want you guys to put it in standard form. What's the first thing that we do? Yes, Michelle?
Find the differences.
So I'm going to find the second difference. 13 to 7, what do I have to take away? 7 to 5, what do I need to take away? 5 to 7, I'm adding 2. 7 to 13, I'm adding 6. So -6 to 2 is 4, -2 to 2 is 4, and 2 to 6 is 4. So I need you guys to take all your headphones off and put your cell phones away. This is a little bit complicated, and I really want you to focus. Okay, so no music on at all. Focus on what we're doing. Okay? Yes. Everything I'm teaching is on the test. I wouldn't give you something that wasn't. Okay. So this is my second difference, which means my A value is 2. Remember, it's half the second difference. Okay. What else do I need? Vertex. Where's the vertex in this equation? 1 and 5. Okay, that's my vertex. So I can put it in vertex form. Y equals A times x minus h squared plus k. And I get y equals 2 times x minus 1 squared plus 5. And then I can put it in standard form, right? So x minus 1 times x minus 1. Make my little box. I get x squared minus 1x, -1x, positive 1. So I just go y equals 2 times x squared minus 2x plus 1 plus 5. So I'm going to distribute that 2 first. Y equals 2x squared. Oh, sorry. I got excited.
Clearly.
Can I go ahead and distribute? I'm literally going 2 times x squared. Then I go 2 times -2x. Then I go 2 times 1 plus 5. And I get 2x squared minus 4x plus 7. Okay, it's beautiful. It's on standard. All right.
This seems pretty easy.
It is. Because the x values went up by 1. Now, we're going to do a new problem.
Activities.
Find the equation from the table. Okay. And our table is, here's my x, here's my y, -2, -18, 0, -4, 2, -14. My x's don't go up by 2's, which means we cannot use the second difference. That's out. Okay? So the first step we're going to look for, we've got f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c, correct? All right. what would you choose for x to be to get rid of everything and just have c by itself? What would x have to be? X would have to be 0. Do I have x as 0 over there? Okay. So my first step is find c if possible. It's not always. And in this case, my c is -4. I'm moving it up. Are we okay? Moving. Everybody's on to the second one? So I've got c. That was pretty simple. If x is 0, then the y value is c. Please put your phone down. I don't turn it off. Take it out of your ear. Let's just focus. No, take it out of your ear.
Nothing's wrong.
I know, but then I know for sure. Put it down on your table. Thank you. Okay, so I've got c. Now I'm going to have to use systems of equations to do this next part. Step 2, create systems. Okay, you know this is the general formula I'm using, right? ax squared plus bx plus c. Let's plug in my first x and y into an equation, -2 and -18. So I'm going to get a times -2 squared plus b times -2 plus c equals -18. Write this down. Write this down. Every step I take, you should be writing down. It's very important. All right. Now I'm going to figure out what that is. -2 times -2 is +4a minus 2b. Let's put in our c, which is -4, equals -18. So there's one equation I'm going to use. Now I'm going to do another equation. I'm going to use this bottom one, 2 and -14. And I'm going to plug it in the same way. A times 2 squared plus b times 2 plus c equals -14. Okay, I know c from up there, so I'm going to plug that in when I do it. 2 times 2 is 4a plus 2b minus 4 equals -14. Okay, my next step, I'm not going to write anything down yet, I'm just going to talk. The next step is I'm going to add those two things together so that I can cancel something out.
2 B's.
Good. I'm going to move it up. All right, do you need me to slow down or are you ready? Okay, tell me if you need me to. 4a minus 2b minus 4 equals -18. I just took this answer and put it right here. And then I'm going to put this one below it. 4a plus 2b minus 4 equals -14. Okay, put this one right here. Now I'm going to add them together. I get 8a minus 8 equals -32. I'm going to solve for a. I'm going to add the 8. I get 8a equals -24. Divide by 8. And I get a equals -3. But that's only a. You know, hold on. I'm just going to move it up. Is that good? So I've just got A. Now I need to find B. Okay? So I'm going to take this equation right here, -3. And I'm going to plug in A. So I'm going to write 4 times negative 3 minus 2b minus 4 equals negative 18. Okay, now I'm going to do the problem out. Negative 12 minus 2b minus 4 equals negative 18. That's out. Don't touch it again. Okay. I get negative 12 and negative 4 go together. I get negative 16 minus 2b equals negative 18. I'm going to add 16 to both sides. Negative 2b equals negative 2. Divide by negative 2. And b equals 1. So now I'm going to plug everything in. I have A, B, and C, correct? Okay, I'm going to move this up. So I get y equals negative 3x squared plus 1x minus 4. This is only one example. This is the easier example when you have C. I'm going to do another example where you don't have C. You only have 7 problems for your homework. Okay, some of them go up by 1s, so you can just find it easier. Some of them are linear, and some of them are hard like this. Yes? You will get your study guide tomorrow. Yeah, but we're going to do mathematical modeling, so you're going to get 2 things. Okay. Next. Our new problem. I'm going to write that nice and big so we know. New problem. Okay. We have x and y. I was going to give this to you as an exit ticket, but I'm not now. I'm just going to do the problem. Okay. I have. I'm just going to read it out loud. I have x and y. I have 3 for x. Y is negative 0.5. 6 for x. Y is 1. 9 for x. Y is 11.5. 12 for x. Y is 31. And 15 for x is 59.5. So whoever phone dings every time they have a notification, if you could turn that off right now and then put your phone away, that would be really, really appreciative. Okay? I would rather not hear that ding again. Okay. Everybody's got this down? All right, what is the first thing you notice? So if we look at our other problem as an example, what does my first step tell me to do? Find C. Okay, no C. Okay, we don't have C easily because we do not have x equals 0. Okay? All right. So we're going to have to do this multiple times then. You know how we added equations together and got things to disappear? We're going to have to do it with 2. So we're going to have to take 2 equations, have a letter disappear, 2 equations, have that same letter disappear, then take those 2 answers, put them together, and have a question disappear. Okay? So we're going to start with plugging in this one right here into my equation. So I'm plugging in 3 and negative 0.5 into ax squared plus bx plus c equals y. Okay, so that is A times 3 squared plus B times 3 plus C equals negative 0.5. So far, so good? All right, let's solve this so we have the full equation written down. That is 9A plus 3B plus C equals negative 0.5. Okay, so this is my equation number 1. All right, now I'm going to do it again, but with 6 and 1. All right. No, but I need at least 3. So I'm going to do 2, solve it, and then do another. So I'm going to plug this in. A times 6 squared plus B times 6 plus C equals 1. So that's 36A plus 6B plus C equals 1. And this is my equation number 2. Now I'm going to take 1 and 2 and subtract them to reduce a letter. Okay? So I'm going to write 9A plus 3B plus C equals negative 0.5. And I'm going to subtract this. So I'm just going to rewrite this, but I'm going to put negatives in front of everything. Okay? Minus 36A minus 6B minus C equals negative 1. So this is 1, and this is, we times negative 1 times equation number 2. Yes. So that's what we're going to do. Negative 1.5 and negative 1 gives us negative 1.5. The C's cancel. 3B and negative 6B gives me negative 3B. 9 minus 36 gives me negative 27A. Okay, so I've gotten rid of C's. Now I'm going to take a third equation and plug it in so that I can eliminate and get just A's and B's to add to it. Okay? So, don't forget this equation right here. This is important. But I am going to I'm going to find a third equation, so I'm going to take this one right here, 9 comma 11.5, and plug it in. And I get A times 9 squared plus B times 9 plus C equals 11.5. Okay, that gives me 81A squared A plus 9B plus C equals 11.5. This is my equation 3. All right. If I look at equation 1 and equation 3, if I times equation 1 by 3 and add it to 3, I could cancel out, if I add 1 and 3 together, I can cancel out my C's. Okay? So I'm going to take 3, I'm going to rewrite it. So this one I'm going to take equation 3 minus 1 times, this is equation 3 times minus 1, equation 1. I took equation 3, and I'm going to take equation 1 and times it by a negative 1. All right, so I get negative 9A minus 3B minus C equals 0.5. And I'm going to add them together. This gives me 72A plus 6B equals 12. This is my new equation. Yes?
Is this just like doing the really old, long way of quadratics?
Yes. Now I'm going to take the ones that I starred, and I need to put them together. What am I going to have to, what's easiest to get rid of, A's or B's? But I'm going to have to times this new one by 2, right? So I'm going to go 2 times negative 27A minus 3B equals negative 1.5. That gives me 2, am I going too fast? Okay, so I'm going to go 2 times negative 27, which gives me negative 54A, minus 6B equals negative 3. Then I'm going to add it to this new problem that I have right here. 72A plus 6B equals 12. When I add them together, it's going to cancel out my B's. I get 18A equals 9. Divide by 18, and what do I get? A equals 1/2. Okay, now I'm just going to take this equation and stick it into my bottom new one to find out B. 72 times 1/2 plus 6B equals 12. Half of 72 is what? 36 plus 6B equals 12. Subtract 36. And I get 6B equals 24. Negative 24, thank you. Divide by 6, and I get B equals negative 4. All right, we've got to find C. We've got to find C. I know, this is only one question. Yes. Okay, let's find C, guys.
It's going to be like this long on the homework.
There may be some, yes. Okay, let's find C. Let's plug it back into question, problem number 1. 9 times 1/2 plus 3 times negative 4 plus C equals negative 0.5. We get 4.5 minus 12 plus C equals negative 0.5. Negative 7.5 plus C equals negative 0.5. Add 7.5 to both sides. These cancel. I'm left with C equals 7, and I'm plugging it in to my equation. Remember, it's ax squared plus bx plus c equals y, or f of x. So a is 1/2. Minus 4x plus 7 equals y. Okay, so for your homework, first thing I want you to look at is the x values. Do they go up by 1? Then find your first difference. If your first difference is the same, what kind of a problem is it? Linear. Y equals mx plus b. Done. If your second difference is the same, you have your a value. Try to find your vertex. If you don't have that, you're going to have to plug it in like we did for the first problem, but you have A, you don't have C. Okay? If you don't have A, B, or C, you're going to have to do it like the second problem. Okay? There aren't a lot of them. Okay, so please make sure you check and check and check and check. Okay? You need to do all of them. Right?
I don't think so.
So,
Let's prove.
we've got some time. Let's look at them. Which one looks like the hardest problem? Let's do that.